Some stunning breaking news. Tino Sunseri is out as UCLA offensive coordinator. It's Jerry Neuheisel's time.
You are Locked On UCLA, your daily podcast on the UCLA Bruins. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome, everybody, to this edition of the Locked On UCLA podcast. I'm your host, Zach Anderson-Yoxsimer. Thanks for making this show your first listen each and every day. It's free wherever it's your podcast and it's available on YouTube. Welcome back, everydayers. The breaking news, according to Ben Bolch of the LA Times, UCLA's Tino Sunseri, the offensive coordinator, and the Bruins have officially parted ways. The expectation is that Jerry Neuheisel will be calling plays, and I think what Ben Bolch put out there from the LA Times was that Noel Mazzone is going to come back, Noel Mazzone, as some sort of analyst to maybe help with this whole situation. So that means you have two completely different guys who are going to be influencing the defense and offense. You got Kevin Coyle from UCLA defensive side of things, kind of influencing the play calling there. You've got Mazzone, who can come in, and I wonder how much he's going to be impacting with Jerry Neuheisel. But the stunning news, and I might have more on this later, is that Sunseri's out. This is a guy that's had very minimal time to prove himself. And from what I'm hearing, I'm not sure if all the players are all in on what's going on with the UCLA changes. What's this going on with the staff? You've got the likes of Malloy, the defensive coordinator, who was taken out a couple weeks ago, and they just switched things. And he was a very popular figure, one of the longest standing figures in this UCLA program in this recent era. And then you've got Tino, who I believe is well-liked, coming in, who is supposed to be an offensive wonderkind coming from Indiana, and Indiana's done really well so far this season. And instead, he's come to UCLA. The offensive line's been an issue. Nico Iamaleava has had some problems too, but not like it's just stunning that, yes, I just did part of the episode earlier today talking about how UCLA struggled early in the games. And you talk about those scripted plays, those plays in the first 8 to 10, where UCLA's not getting anything. They're not getting points. They've trailed at the end of every first quarter. The first half, the Bruins have looked lifeless, and very rarely have we seen adjustments. That was a rant I just went on in the second segment of the most recent podcast about where's UCLA getting their offensive production from. And there's maybe more to digest here, but the stunning news is that Tino is out, according to the LA Times. I believe that's who got it first. So Tino comes out, and I wonder what Jerry Neuheisel means. This is the Jerry time. Everybody likes Jerry. We all love Jerry. Obviously, the big touchdown pass he threw against Texas in literally Jerry's world, Jerry Neuheisel, of course. And he comes in, beloved member. He's been around for multiple staffs, and now he gets a chance to call plays. I wonder, as a guy who is the tight ends coach, is this going to make the offense look different? How much that Noel Mazzone is going to come in and make impact? I'm scrambling. I'm like, wow, this is some stunning news. But the numbers are there that if you're going to just completely clear house, I wonder what. But the thing is, for Sunseri, he never got a chance more than 4 games to prove himself, in a sense, right? You think about it, he comes in, all of a sudden he's working with a completely new quarterback that he didn't work with in spring. All those guys he built relationships with, the guy he flipped at the last moment on signing day to make sure UCLA had a quarterback when Madden, Nico's younger brother, just spurned UCLA and went elsewhere to Arkansas. Like, what relationships could he have built to set him up for success with an offensive line that doomed Eric Bieniemy and has doomed Tino? Like, that's just kind of crazy. And I believe there's maybe a better future out there for Tino. If you listened to the last episode I did the other day ago with Cam Stewart of Locked On Baylor, we were talking Dave Aranda. And Cam went on there and talked about Dave saying maybe that was Baylor is his Cleveland Browns. For Tino, as a coordinator, maybe UCLA is his Cleveland Browns in comparison to Bill Belichick at the NFL level, or this is his stinker. He can maybe go back to Indiana. I'm not sure. But yes, the offense clearly had some warts. And you have Nico. But what's going to clearly change things? I'm excited to see Jerry. I wonder what the Mazzone thing's going to look like, if they're going to go up-tempo and pick things up, because offensively, UCLA needs to mask the offensive line deficiencies. It's clearly a problem. They're trying to do things defensively where they don't get bowled over. So Akaik Malloy is gone. I believe Tino is very popular, but the X's and O's and the numbers don't back it up in terms of what's he going to look like in the future. And doing it now is very interesting. Like, why didn't they just clear house either altogether or let these guys coach out for the rest of the year to coach for their jobs? It's very interesting seeing how this is all coming together and how it's playing out in real time, literally in real time. There's more to talk about. There's more to think, but Tino's gone. Clearly, the script wasn't working. The adjustments weren't working. The O-line wasn't working. Working with Nico, that relationship didn't cut out. As much as I believe there's a future for Tino as of offensive coordinator potential, he should get another shot. I don't think this should be that red flag, the ugly mark on his record. It's going to sting for a little bit, and hopefully he gets another chance. For Jerry, now if Jerry comes on and somehow flips things around, that'll be super exciting. But I wonder what UCLA is going to look like heading into Penn State. They've done every little change they could possibly go. And I'm hearing things where it's like, wait a minute, is Skipper the guy? It's very interesting how it's all playing out. It's stunning, and I don't know what to think about with this UCLA team. So we'll talk about it more in the next episode, but that is the breaking news from the LA Times that Sunseri and UCLA have mutually parted ways. We'll get Jacob Goins from Locked On Hoosiers. We'll get him on. We'll talk about this and get his thoughts. But this is my initial reaction, just being absolutely stunned with what UCLA has to deal with right now here on Locked On UCLA.